Hey everyone, it's Alex from the Whisky Geeks and the whiskeygeeks.com coming at you with another neck pour session. This time a bottle that I've been looking high and low for, and once again came up in the legendary pink bag that the whiskey dad comes and brings with him when he comes to visit, and it's always full of presents. This time coming with the Ardbeg 5-year-old Wee Beastie. I was really excited when this was announced that it was coming out. My hopes are that it is going to be along the same lines of the 5-year-old from Bruichladdich, which is the Octomore. Not sure if it's going to hold up. It's not cask strength, so it's not going to be as strong on the tongue, obviously, at 47.4% on this one. So, truth be told, I was provided a sample from someone else's bottle that did have one, so I have had it. So I won't need to wait to give you a bit of my insights. I will let this DRAM breathe a little bit before I come back. But as I pour here, so most non-age statements tend to be a little bit younger. It's actually really impressive that Ardbeg went ahead and threw the 5-year whiskey on the label, which means they're really standing behind the product if they're coming right out and saying that it's a younger whiskey. So this was aged in ex-bourbon and Oloroso sherry casks. Anyone who's listened to some of our podcasts know that both Tim and I are big fans of a Oloroso sherry cask. There's a little bit of the dribble down there on the neck, not to go to waste. Rub it on the inside of your palm and then get your nose in there is a good way to get a bit of the nosing. Oh wow. So right off the hop you get this like peat bog smell mixed with, like, there's a lot of minerality, a lot of sea spray, like sea salt, mixed in there as well. And then of course you do then get some of the ash, like a damp fire, like the morning after you've had a campfire and the wood's burned all the way down, and then it's rained overnight and you still get some of the wafting smoke that's coming up. Or if you've walked through the woods after it's really heavily rained and you get some of that dampness coming up off the ground, and like there's cedar on the ground and you get those notes coming up. It's really quite distinctive actually. Doesn't smell. It's actually quite different from the Ardbeg 10 on the nose. Not as overpowering. It's not as strong on the nose, like peat wise, as definitely not as strong as the Octomore, but even something like the Ardbeg Corryvreckan, Lafroy Quarter Cask, even the Lagavulin 16 has more smoke on the nose. This is much more of a like a saltier minerality that's coming through along with the peat undertones, less of the smokiness. So I'm going to go ahead and let this sit in the glass here and breathe so that I'm not immediately drinking the neck pour. So I will be back in just a little bit when I get to enjoy this DRAM. All right, see you shortly. All right, and we're back. So I've let the Ardbeg Wee Beastie sit here for about 10 minutes in the glass, just letting it air out. As Ralphie, who has reviewed so many, says, a minute in the glass for every year in the cask. This was only 5 years, but never hurts to let something sit a little bit longer. I did have my nose in here, obviously, while we were waiting and before I turned the camera back on, and some more sweeter notes have come up as it's been interacting with the oxygen. There's hints of some vanilla that's coming across here, some lighter fruit tones. There's like for me, I'm getting a bit of pear. One of the reviews I read was talking about like cooked apples. I'm not pulling that out specifically. There's a little bit of lemon sitting underneath. Not much. This is really a it's a salty sea spray with some peat smoke coming in, and then there's the undertones of the sweet notes that are in there. So let's go ahead and have a little sip. I do love Ardbeg, and this really doesn't disappoint. This is, so what did I say? This is 47. Yeah, so it's 47%. It's actually very light on the tongue. This doesn't sit in deep. It's a long, smooth finish. It's not like immediately biting on the tongue. There is a bit of spiciness. You do get some like some black pepper on the tongue, but it's certainly not overpowering. And it is, like, for having the name Wee Beastie, it actually is a little bit lighter than I was expecting. I know I mentioned that I was thinking that this might be Ardbeg's answer to Bruichladdich, the Octomore. It's not. This is its own thing. It is, I mean, it's nowhere near as strong. The ppm, I mean, it's not listed on the bottle here. We can look that up. Oh, off camera, I'm getting the whiskey dads telling me it's sitting right around 40. So it's not overly powering. From a peat standpoint, it's very nice. It's nice and complex. You do get some, again, you're getting, the main thing for me is that saltiness, like a seaside bonfire that is just having that sea spray come in. That's the first thing that I'm getting. So yeah, it's rich. It's a little bit spicy, but not overpowering. The finish is very nice, long, smooth. There's some of those lemon notes that I was getting through the nose. You get a little bit of that on the back end. For me, I'm gonna have to, I think, spend a bit more time with this bottle and see what develops on the palate as I sit with this for 20 to 30 minutes and really dig into it. But as a first impression, very happy that this has finally made its way up to Ottawa and I can put this up on the ever-growing Islay shelf. So yeah, thanks again to the Whiskey Dad for facilitating the transit of this bottle up here. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you have, please hit the subscribe button down below. Every other week we have a whiskey and comic book pairing, and I have the book that we are putting this with because, like I said, I did have a sample of this sent to me before, so I knew what the flavor profile was. We know what the name is. The book is sitting literally right behind me right here. It is a classic story by one of the classic comic book writers at the top of his game. So that's the little teaser there. We'll get that out. I'm not sure if that's going to be in volume 2. I'll have to talk to Whiskey Geek number 2 Tim there, and we will figure out when that one's going to be coming. But head on over to the website, www.thewhiskeygeeks.com. If you've tried this, we'd love to hear what you think. So hit us up on email. You get thewhiskeygeeks@gmail.com. Whiskey does have an E, as you can see right here. Or we're on Instagram, same thing, The Whiskey Geeks, and you can drop us a line there. So anyways, hope you've all enjoyed, and remember, Scotch and stories, they belong together. Cheers.